Hey everybody, it's Pete from Old Man Overland, back at another Overland Expo. This one is in East, so we're down in the fun part of Virginia, having a great time. Beautiful day down here, and we're just getting started walking around, but one of my first places to stop is the place that I started, which was 10 years ago, going to OK Four-Wheel Drive. My first rooftop tent. Many campers and trailers later, I'm now an Alu-Cabin owner. And I got these guys to thank about it. So before we go much further in the show, I want to talk about Alu-Cabin, what it's all about, and bring Sam in from OK Four-Wheel Drive to tell us about it. So Sam, tell us about what we're standing in front of here and give us the rundown on what we've got from Alu-Cabin at the show.
So this is our 2022 Tundra. It's a shop build of ours. It's on a 5.5-foot bed. So this is our Alu-Cabin. It's essentially a truck canopy and a tent combined. It's fused together, but you can access the sleeping area from inside. So, I mean, first off, you'll see the table we have here from GP Factor. So it's a bamboo cutting board, slide-out stainless table. It's kind of the first thing that you see and the first thing that you use when you get into your camper.
I made coffee on mine this morning. Yeah. Spilled it all over the place.
Yeah, I mean,
up in a jiffy.
Yeah, it's an everyday item. It's definitely kind of an essential. I mean, a lot of the times customers want to know what the kind of top things that you should definitely get for the camper, and this is usually in our top 5 for sure. Above that is the Molly plate. GP Factor also makes that. Great place to mount cooking kits, utensils, bowls, cups, that kind of thing. So all around the camper, there's a full lighting package. So all National Luna dual colored touch lights.
Yeah, National Luna's about as good as you get. And these go both red and white, right?
Yeah, red, white, and then 3 brightnesses each.
For those that don't understand why we use red, what's the reason for that?
It's easier on your eyes at night. It doesn't quite attract as many bugs. And it doesn't ruin your night vision if you're going to get up in the middle of the night.
Plus, if you have like red in your logo, it looks really cool.
Yeah. And then inside we have a full goose gear system. So on the right, we have a double drawer module, and then there's utility modules that go all the way to the back. That basically gives you storage from top down all the way to the bottom of your truck bed. And then on the left is all utility modules. So top down storage. And then we have a big National Luna 90-liter dual zone fridge. So it's basically 30 liters of freezer space, 60 of fridge, but you can independently control both sides. So you can do all fridge, all freezer, or one of each.
So now this is the first time that Alu-Cabin's come out with a camper for a full-size truck, right?
Yeah, so we debuted this a couple years ago, but this is one of the first ones we put on a 2022 Tundra. It's been pretty popular. It offers a lot more living space than the Canopy camper does. So if you're going out with more people, or you have a couple kids or some big dogs, this would be a great option. This is our 5-foot Canopy camper. So we offer this in a 6-foot model also. Basically just adds a solid section back here to get that extra foot. Same idea here. The sleeping platform is the same size as the Alu-Cabin is. The only real major difference you'll see is that the door is not split down the center. The reason the door is split down the center in the cabin is for extra support because it's a longer body. Otherwise, you get a nice big opening. All these side doors are standard, so it doesn't come with a solid. So you get these nice big wind doors with your standard camper.
Yeah. So we're looking right through the camper, and again, I think there's also goose gear does something to fill this center area too, so you could end up with just one big flat panel here.
So you'll see these kind of puzzle pieces on the top plates. There's sleep deck panels that you can basically flatten this whole thing all the way across if you get all the sleep deck panels to go with it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, I do notice some windows in here, which I haven't seen before. Is this a new feature you're going to be adding?
So GP Factor, actually, we currently make window kits for the Canopy camper. So it's a Lumar, basically boat window that we cut a hole and bolt it right in. On the Alu-Cabin, we are working on, it's a dimensionally different window, but same idea. You'll be able to add windows to the 4 doors on your cabin if you'd like.
Let's walk around the Tundra and look at some of the other accessories you got. What's this thing on the front here?
That is our roof box. So those come in 2 different sizes. They're all the same height and the same width. It just depends how deep they are. So this is a large box. You can fit. We kind of use it for like storage of like dirty items that you wouldn't want to put in the camper otherwise. So like firewood, dirty clothes, shoes, really cavernous space, and otherwise dry storage. It's carpeted on the inside, so you won't hear things banging around when you're driving. And that's sitting on a Princey roof rack. So the nice thing about the Alu-Cabin and Canopy camper is, depending on the truck and the fitment, you'll be able to fit a roof rack up top still, and you still utilize some of that space. And the table's not in there now, but we have a table slide underneath the camper So a big.
So that fits right in here, right?
Correct. So a big aluminum folding camp table slides in, and then you lock it in with that switch right there.
The Alu-Cab accessories are unbelievable. I've had one of these 270 awnings for a number of years, and the notion that there's no down legs necessary on this. There's one there if you wanted to use it on a windy day, but this is so solid it stays up without any supports. And again, you don't have to buy an Alu-Cab or an Alu-Cabin tent to use one. This will work on pretty much any Overland vehicle, right?
Yeah, as long as the rack system is right, we can make it work. We have bracketry to support Rhino Rack, Front Runner, and then if you have one of our tents, it just bolts right up to the tent, kind of like it does on the camper.
Speaking of tents, I mean, these are pretty all-in-one systems here. Let's take a look at the Alu-Cab tent.
Yeah.
What that looks like.
So this is our latest generation. Basically, it's expedition tent is what you could call it. You can fit all your bedding inside of it, sleeps 2 people comfortably. And it's all dual layer fabric, so you can camp year round and be comfortable as long as you have a good sleeping bag. So you can kind of look inside and see the dual layer canvas gives a nice little insulation barrier and also helps reduce condensation. And then you'll see some of our new accessories that we'll be offering for all of our tents. So there's basically a backrest. It's on a ratcheting system. It's fully adjustable.
It's like the Alu-Cab lounge chair.
Yeah, so it lays flat, and then when you lift it up, there's multiple different ratchet points to where you can kind of tune in where you want to be sitting and have a nice view of the table in front of you if you have a laptop or an iPad to watch a movie if it's bad weather.
I slept last night, my first night in my new Alu-Cabin, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was quiet. So you can see up here with the quilting and everything else. This is made to perfection. The fabric is fantastic. Mine even had some USB ports right on the side that had lights in it.
Yeah, so the tents have a USB and 12-volt socket in the back passenger side corner. And there's also a light with a switch down below. That comes standard. So
fantastic.
Yep. This particular model has solar pre-wire on the roof, similar to the Canopy campers. So there's an Anderson SB50 plug up top. You can basically get a solar panel on there and get powered up. And there's a full pass-through for the solar down to the bottom of the tent, so there's no drilling required. You don't need to do any major modification to the tent to run solar.
Fantastic. So we're looking at the Alu-Cab 5.5 foot, which is over here on the Colorado, the 6.5 foot that's built on the Tundra, and then the Alu-Cab tent. Do we call it a tent?
This is the Gen 3R tent.
Gen 3R tent.
Correct.
There we go. So pretty much everything you see. And there's a lot of these hard tops out there now. So what differentiates Alu-Cab from the others? I mean, these guys are really one of the first ones that developed this.
Yeah, it's a solid reputation, made in South Africa, designed and tested in South Africa, and then brought to the U.S. and supported by us. So the big thing you get out of it is the reputation and the warranty that's behind it, the team that's behind it, and the people that actually go out and use it.
Well, Sam, thanks for that. It's great to be back at OK4 Drive. Certainly glad to be a part of the Alu-Cab family, much more than my awning, which I had for years, but now I'm actually sleeping in pride. So thanks again for all the great work that OK4 Drive does. And for those that want to know more about it, check out Alu-Cab on the internet. Or better yet, go to OK4 Drive where you can find pretty much everything you need and they'll install it for you in a real professional way. So thanks a lot.